Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while since I've made my last video, and that's because there have been things going on in my personal life. Work has been very hectic, and quite honestly, I've been focusing on my other channel, Reviews for Nerds. Now on that channel, I'm in the middle of restoring several different Commodore computers, so if you're interested in stuff like that, I'll leave a link in the description below. I want to focus today on some pretty cool watches that are in my collection. The next few videos that I make will be focusing on watches that are in my collection, and eventually I will get to a video where I'm just going to show you the watches I plan on getting rid of in the latter half of 2025. Before we go any further, let's do a wrist check. Today I am wearing the Casio DW290T. Now this particular model watch was the watch featured in the first of the Mission Impossible movies. Tom Cruise wore this watch and used it to synchronize time with the rest of the IMF team. I bought it because of that reason and because I just really like it. I like the way it looks. It's not round, it's not a square, it's just a unique looking watch. And while it's not an official G-Shock, it is tough. I have beaten this watch, and you can tell like the lettering is starting to come off. There's some scratches on the display here, but overall the watch is in good condition. So as I said, the next series of videos will be about watches in my collection. I don't plan on doing any more builds as of yet, and that's mainly because doing some shopping, I've noticed that the prices on watch parts, especially those coming from AliExpress, have gone up substantially. So what I'll do is I'll go over the watches that are in my collection and talk about why I've kept them, if I wear them, how often I wear them, what I like and what I don't like about them. Today's watch is pretty special. It was an eBay find that was listed as 4 parts not working. The person who had this watch before me could not keep the crown stem in the watch movement. Now, being someone who loves to work on watches, I decided to buy this watch, got it, opened it up, and figured out that the keyless works just needed to be cleaned a little bit. So I gave the watch a little service. I didn't do it on camera because, quite frankly, I just wanted to see if I could do it without breaking the watch. So with all of that out of the way, let's take a look at my Nivada Grenchen. This is a Croton Nivada Grenchen watch. This one comes from somewhere in the 1950s, I believe. Like I said, I picked this up off of eBay. It was a very inexpensive purchase because it was not working. I like the aesthetic of the gold square in the middle of the dial with the indices there, and the sweeping seconds hand looks great. I haven't done anything to the hands. I haven't done anything to the dial. I did replace the crystal with something a little more raised because the crystal that came on it, I think, was kind of scratched. There we go. So as you can see, it works fine. It sets just fine. It's a very smooth movement. All I had to do was take apart the keyless works, put a little bit of oil in there, and put everything back together. It was quite simple. Now, I'm not sure if this is the original case or not, but this back seems to indicate that it is. And I'm going to show you the movement because this is the best part. Turn this around. See if we can get zoomed in a little bit more. Look how beautiful that is. So this is the N35 C2473 Croton. Now, Nivada Grenchen and Croton used to sell watches together. I believe Croton was the US facing body of Nivada Grenchen. I could be wrong. If I am, please feel free to correct me in the comment section down below. But you can see that this particular movement, I haven't done anything to clean it. Like, I want to take the balance cock out and clean it and polish up all of this metal. But I haven't done that because the watch is working. And since the watch is working, I don't really feel the need to do anything to it. If it stops functioning as a watch or stops keeping perfect time, then maybe I'll do something to it. But as I said, it's working just fine right now. Now, I don't see... Oh, I do see some markings in here from a jeweler who has done some work on this. It looks like it could be September 18th of 1964, it looks like. Which is pretty cool. That could be the last time this watch was actually given a full service. I will, of course, tighten the case back up later so that I can wear this. Look at the design on here. It's so cool. This square is made up of like hundreds and hundreds of little squares. And while the hands and the dial indices are gold, the case and the unsigned crown are silver. I wasn't really sure what to do with the strap, so I purchased a very inexpensive strap off of Amazon. If you have a good idea of a strap that would fit this watch, we're looking at a can't even remember what I bought for this thing. 15.7, so this must be a 15 mil. Oh, it says it right here. Duh. 16 mil strap. So it's a 16 mil strap on here. I just like the way it looked online. But this is what it looks like on my 7.5-inch wrist. You know, a lot of these vintage watches that we'll be looking at do appear to be smaller on the wrist. I should probably loosen this one so it doesn't look like it's cutting the circulation off. Because a man's wristwatch was not something that needed to be the size of a small grandfather clock in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and even 80s. I mean, it's a perfect size. I can tell the time just by looking at it. It doesn't have to be the size of a Casio to do its job. So that's just a quick look at one of the vintage watches I have in my collection. I will be going through more of these and talking a little bit more in depth on them, mostly about aesthetics. I don't get too much into the technical specs of things. I'll tell you the movement if I know the movement, things like that. But if you have information about this watch, or you have questions about this watch that I don't answer in the video, feel free to leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you, and I will try to answer every single one of your questions. As always, I hope you've enjoyed watching this video as much as I have making it. My name is Bryant. This is the Last Stop Watch channel. Have a great day.